Good afternoon, self-isolating Year 10 students. I just thought it'd be helpful to talk you through the work that we did today in a little bit more detail than just the PowerPoint presentation to give you some help with it. What we were focusing on today is Language Paper 1 Question 5, or Section B, which is worth 50% of the whole language paper and 25% of your whole GCSE. So what I'd like to do now in your exercise book is just take 5 minutes to pause and have a look at this title. Describe life as you imagine it in 200 years' time, and have a look at this picture. Now what the exam asks you to do is to either respond to an image, this picture here, or a statement, this statement here. And what I want you to do is to just spend 5 minutes planning out ideas that you could write about for either or indeed both of these stories. In the exam though you only do one. A really important word to draw your attention to here is suggested, because it's suggested by this picture, not about this picture, and there's an important difference there. So just pause the screen for 5 minutes and just work on those ideas now. So just what we did this morning, and just to go through it, Paper 1 Preparation Question 5. So we're just going to review and talk about how best to answer the question on the language paper worth 25% of the marks, and the outcomes are a plan about it, and then a kind of example exam response that we'd like you to get into. This is the overall performance of students in 2018 and 2019. Obviously there were no exams in 2020, of how they did in English Language Paper 1. So the questions that you did on JAWS during your remote learning as well. So question 1, students tend to average pretty much 4 out of 4, don't they? Question 2 and 3 though are both out of 8, and you see how those averages go down. Question 4 is out of 20, and when you combine question 5A and 5B, which is what we're doing now, they're out of 40. So really, the average nationally across these longer questions is pretty much 50%. We want to be aiming for 5s and above in this group, and 50% and above is the minimum you'll need for those sort of things, but we want to be aiming much higher than that, which is why we're doing this kind of preparation. So what I want you to do now is actually take the time and take 25 to 30 minutes to have a go at one of these two stories. A story about time travel as suggested by the picture, or describe life as you imagine it in 200 years' time. Now, you don't have to be stuck in any one particular genre or style. You can write in first person, third person, you could even write in second person. For example, you find yourself in a mysterious glass windowed room with astonishing beams of light shooting through. If you're doing the picture, remember, because it's the word suggested, so what could be suggested? Well, these beams of light could be the way in which people time travel, or the escalators here. Or it could just be one person. So remember, it's about suggestion, so this one person here in the foreground of the picture, they could be the time traveller. Or everyone here could be frozen, and only this person over here is able to move. You can really take that word suggested really crucially. Or describe life as you imagine in 200 years' time. So really with this kind of extended writing, they're offering you a creative choice and a descriptive choice. And here what you see is it's worth 25% of the total GCSE, and this was a real question in November 2018. So the examiners report on the different papers that students do, and they tell us some of the things that students wrote. So students who wrote about the image, some of their ideas are on the left here, so travelling to the past or future by train. Think about specific personal reasons. We've all wanted to have the power of time travel to be able to go and fix a mistake or go and make something better. Or equally specific times in history which we might either be interested in, or again that we think if we go back to a certain point in history we can fix something. Another concept some students came up with was that of a time travelling detective. And then just they wrote about these amazing beams of light in the decorative windows. Those students who wrote about what life might be like 200 years in the future talked about these sort of things: flying cars, memory implants, virtual teachers, and robots taking over the world. There were many very bleak perspectives about this. It can often feel like a very negative thing, thinking about the future. Post-apocalyptic means after the end of the world, depicting the end of mankind as we know it, and lots of books and feature films focus on those kind of difficult and challenging ideas. So what I want you to do now is have a go at this, please. Write it in your exercise book, and then when you're back on Monday, along with the rest of the class's work, we'll have a look at it together. I hope that's a helpful explanation. Please email me if you've got any questions, and I'll be in touch with your next lesson soon, and take care. Alright, thank you. Bye.